and ITU being the International Telecommunication Union standard body for X509 and Internet of Things, what is the current regulatory framework available? And if that framework exists, is that sufficient to address AI and robotic at a scale, or are we regulating just the technology?
Yeah, so thanks for this question. So ITU, we have been developing standards like since 180 years ago, like when we started with the telegraph. So we have a lot of experience on this. We have already over 400 standards published and under development when it comes to AI technologies. And this like really covers all the spectrum from AI and multimedia, AI and security, AI for communication networks, and all types of other applications. There is a lot of increasing interest when it comes to embodied AI systems. We have hosted in our previous AI for Global Summits happening in Geneva every summer. We have hosted expert-led workshops on embodied AI systems. Actually, next week under the TISAC meetings that are happening in Geneva, there are a lot of conversation about potentially launching an embodied AI focus group, which basically works on pre-standardization issues when it comes to embodied AI technologies. And I think here the panel today is really which are the human values that we want those AI and robotic systems to have, and much of how those AI, those human values are embedded in AI and robotic systems goes through standardization. So that's why at ITU, like the way in which we work is to ensure that we are like contribution-driven, membership-driven, that all those discussions happen, bringing together other standard-setting bodies, like through the World Standards Corporation, together with ISO and ISC. We just published, and it might be very useful for all of you, an AI standards exchange database. So there you can find all the standards that have been published by all these standard setting organizations per industry verticals and as well per technologies. So you can see as well all the embodied AI use cases that we have there. And as we embed human values into AI and robotics technologies, what is important for us as well is to look into the use cases of those technologies. So are these type of robots helping us to solve real human challenges, or are just for fun? So really here, the use cases that we're looking at the UN, and we have published over a report with over 700 use cases in which the UN system agencies, and all of them are our 53 UN partners of the AI for Global Summit and the AI for Good initiative, like how they look AI to solve these global challenges. And one clear example that it's together with the World Food Program and the German Aerospace Center, it's a vehicle, like semi-autonomous vehicle to be deployed for humanitarian response. And this is already being deployed in conflict areas where, of course, like support workers have very difficult access into those areas. So we are looking into use cases that really benefit society. And I think this combination of positive use cases with the standardization process through which we embed these human values is the most important for us. And answering to your question, there is we are like really in the infant phase for AI and robotics regulation. And the best way to move from high-level principles to practical implementation is through standards. Thank you.
But there is a debate in Davos whether we should or not regulate AI. I mean, one of the consequences of regulating AI, which is a bit the European Union and some international agencies' recommendation, is that data becomes inaccessible, very hard to get data. So the best brains on AI and companies go to the United States or China because data is available, you know. So what is the trade-off? Should I, pay too much attention to regulations, or go to a destination where regulation is not a brake, but rather an acceleration?
Yeah, so we have been convening, and that's actually a very important question. So at the AI4 Global Summit in Geneva, we have been convening for the past 2 editions an AI Governance Day, and probably you know that the UN General Assembly last month of September decided to convene our high-level dialogue on AI governance on the same days as the Global Summit this year in Geneva, from the 7th to the 10th of July, to discuss actually this question. The approach of the ITU, and it's one of our main pillars of work, is AI policy and standards. So we recognize all the efforts from different countries, different approaches, like top-down approaches, bottom-up approaches, like hard law regulation, soft law regulation. As you know, standards get adopted because of the high value technical solution that that particular standard provides to a problem. So standards are sometimes defined as soft law instruments, but sometimes those standards get included into hard law instruments, and then they become binding. So many of the standards that we have been developing, and particularly in the field of robotics, are going to be very important. Like, for example, security standards. How do you ensure that a robot that you deploy in an elderly care home or that you deploy at home with your children complies with certain security standards and is not subject to cyber attacks and vulnerabilities of this type. So our main focus is about providing actual technical solutions to problems that all the people here in this room have when it comes to deploying robots at scale. That is what we would like in the future. Thank you.